Good evening. In our news bulletin for tonight, the Thailand ambassador to New Zealand is on the island this week. A fleet of Pacific Maritime patrol boats is in Niue waters as part of a fleet review. More accidents over the weekend, and the Niue police are appealing to the public to reduce speed and refrain from drink driving. Thailand's ambassador to New Zealand has paid a courtesy visit to government this week, meeting with members of cabinet. Niue established diplomatic ties with Thailand in 2013, but this is his first visit to the island as part of continuing to forge a closer relationship with Niue.
Thailand has the only one country in Asia that has a permanent mechanism in relationship with countries in South Pacific. We have the forum called Thailand and South Pacific Forum. Every year now becomes the fourth year of relationship with the countries in South Pacific. Niue is part of that forum as well. So we increase the interest of working together with countries in South Pacific, including Niue, in order to bring the higher economic development level into this part of the world. Already 2 days that I've been to Niue, I saw a lot of opportunities. I saw a lot of green areas everywhere in these, islands, small islands. Green stuff mean money to me. I've been to several locations, all the 14 villages that you have. I saw a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of plantations. You have several items that can be, grown here, like noni, coconut, honey, and several items. I've been, discussing with from the government side and also private sectors. I believe that limestone maybe it's the natural resources that you have. You can do a lot more with limestones.
The ambassador was able to present Niue Hospital with funding to purchase a new autoclave machine for the operating theatre. This visit has also been an opportunity to see firsthand what other opportunities there may be for ongoing collaboration.
We have knowledge, we have know-how, and we will be able to help Niue to promote the strength of Niue in the areas of agriculture. Tourism also are very interesting issues that Thailand and Niue can work together. We are very experienced of about 32 million foreign tourists a year. So working together, we'll be able to help Niue to promote a stronger link for Niue and the foreign tourists from the other part of the world.
Thailand also offers scholarships for students in the South Pacific to study in Thailand and return to their countries to promote economic development. This was one topic of discussion with government officials to see what the island needs.
Yesterday, I did have a chance to talk to the Minister of Natural Resources, and then I recommend that we would like to identify the areas of your strength, the areas of strength of Niue, in order to focus the scholarship to really benefit to the need of your country, instead of giving the scholarship in other areas that is not interest to the economic development. I'm recommended to the ministers and the acting prime minister that we have limited resources, so we try to focus on the areas, the knowledge that really need and fit to benefit the well-being, the economic development of Niue.
The visit has been a chance to create a better understanding between the two countries and to build stronger development opportunities. The ambassador will depart the island tomorrow. A fleet of fisheries surveillance crafts from Tonga, Cook Islands and Samoa are in Niue waters as part of Operation Ikamoana. The regional operation is an approach to fighting crime at sea and monitoring the movement of all other vessels throughout the region. The training exercise has taken a fair amount of planning and logistics. The fleet have just come from a similar exercise in Tonga and will be in Niue for a limited amount of time.
Today is more ceremonial. The ships have been together both in Tonga and they will in your EEZ later on for the next few weeks. But today is what's called a fleet review. It's a traditional naval activity where you mass forces to essentially have a show of force. That was a traditional thing way back when there was a lot more war at sea. These days it's ceremonial, so it's an honour really to have the fleet review and sail past and take the salute from Mr. Sepeli. I think it's interesting that, of course, the Niue Treaty, which was formed several decades ago, that in fact the ships do come back to Niue and sort of present themselves as part of this review and this fisheries activity. So I think it's quite fitting that they do join forces and show themselves in Niue today.
The exercise targets fisheries protection in the Pacific and is an opportunity for ships from the Pacific to collaborate and show mass force to combat illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing.
Ika Moana, I think, has been going for about 4 years now. So today we've got ships from Tonga, from Samoa and the Cook Islands, and 2 ships from Tonga. Generally happens yearly. Of course, there's some caution, I guess, about detailing all the activities of these exercises because they are for real in terms of boarding operations of illegal fisheries in the EEZ. So it happens mid-year most years and in various EEZs around the South Pacific.
Captain Hayes says the vessels being used could be replaced within the next 4 to 6 years, giving the fleet a greater capability and endurance to monitor fishing vessels in the exclusive economic zones of the Pacific. An increase in motor vehicle accidents kept emergency services busy over the weekend, and Niue police are trying to find ways to curb speeding and drink driving. There was a 2-car collision on Friday night at the base of the Tamakatonga Hill, and there was also another motor vehicle accident on Saturday evening. We spoke to the Chief of Police to find out how the investigations were progressing.
One accident we had, which was Friday the 5th, it was involved with a local and a tourist. That one's pretty much wrapped up. We've completed that one and it's gone through court. The tourist involved was found guilty for failing to indicate to turn off to an intersection and colliding with one of the locals. The second accident that we've had is 2 locals involved and also pretty much the same failure, but this accident in alcohol was the cause of the accident.
Fortunately, in these latest accidents, there were no major injuries, but there was substantial damage to some of the vehicles. But the caution remains for people to abide by the laws of the road. With an increase in visitor numbers and differences in some road rules, the department has also been proactive in providing information for visitors to be aware of.
The Niue Police has designed pamphlets so that it could be distributed for tourists on their arrival, and it's given out to them so that they could understand probably the common things of what they need to know when they come into Niue. The main point that we would stress out to any persons that's coming from New Zealand is to be more considerate and more cautious when they're using the road. If they don't understand what the road rules are, then they need to be more cautious. They need to be asking more questions. They can come down to the Niue police station and ask more questions. But again, it's the responsibility of the driver. If they've come into a foreign country, they need to be more considerate and cautious of how they use the road.
The appeal continues for people to be more cautious while driving on the roads and to be mindful of others using the road to minimize the number of accidents. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do join us again for our next news bulletin on Tuesday next week. Don't forget that the Tamakatonga Show Day is on tomorrow, Friday, and also La Kapa Show Day this coming Saturday.